All right.
All right. We ready?
Do you want to pray first?
We'll do it on. We're back, baby. We are back. And I want to start this off with an apology to all my OG supporters out there. It has been way too long, bro. We haven't done a pod since September, but we are back. We're closing out the year strong. But truly, I do want to start this off by apologizing to all of our listeners, man. We just have been so busy, and that's such a lame excuse because we're all busy, right? I would say I even have been going through some of my own stuff personally that I don't really open up like that. I'm probably not going to open up too much about it today, but just some stuff like as you grow as a business and as you grow and more people know about you, more people find out about you, a lot comes with that. A lot of greatness comes with that. A lot of blessings come with that, but also a lot of pushback comes with that and people assuming bad intentions. And I don't know, man, I've just kind of been dealing with some fear. It's almost like better just to say nothing at times. But that's just like a little sort of thing. For me in my life, I could get 100 positive comments, but the one negative one is the one that sits with me, man. And not only that, like there's been some stuff going on in the world even in the past couple months that has just made me kind of be filled with fear, if I'm being honest. I've had some fear. I just kind of want to disappear, but that is of the enemy. And I believe that God does not want us to live in fear. God wants us to be vocal. And man, I'm excited to be back. Let's just say that. I'm excited to be back and I ain't going anywhere. I'm not going to be doing weekly episodes. I'm not going to commit to that. It's just not going to happen. But my goal in 2026 is to get back to doing podcasts. Today we have a guest, y'all, that, man, come on now. This guest is an OG. This guest, I'm going to introduce a little bit more in just a second. But guys, today we're back with a banger episode. Next week, or our next episode, I don't know when it'll be, but our next episode is going to be a solo, just me, and myself and I, you know what I'm saying? Just me on the pod. And then after that, we have another one. We have a couple pods planned, y'all. We're going to be doing some, but I ain't going to sit here and tell you that we're going to be back for real, but we are going to be back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So today is our first episode back, and I'm excited because we got a guy in the building today where I'm going to give you a little introduction, bro. I'm going to give you a little introduction. My guy sitting to my right that is going to introduce himself here in a second. I met this man through church, kind of. I would say we more met because he works at Street Warehouse. Shout out to Street Warehouse, our print shop. All the merch you see in here, my guy prints our merch. He's part of the screen print shop that prints our merch. So I kind of met him through there, but he is more than just an employee at Street Warehouse. This dude owns a clothing brand that some of you might know about, especially if you were at our pop-up, our big community event last summer. My boy was here. I shouted him out a little bit. 1614, the CEO of 1614. And then not only that, he has his own photography business that he's getting kicked off right now. I guess it's a little bit bigger than I realized because he is killing it, man. And he is honestly, I know I got a lot of photographer homies, but this man might be the GOAT. I'm not going to lie. He might be the GOAT. And I will say that, and I'll stand on that because he came with me the other day all the way out to Columbia. I appreciate you for coming, my boy. Came all the way out. He came all the way to me for a speaking engagement, did my photography stuff, and man, he killed it. He killed it. So I'm very excited to get my guy DAYTON Moody on the pod here today. Let's see if this still works. Oh, why is it so quiet? It's all good. DAYTON Moody in the building, baby. Welcome to the Underwater FlyZone, baby.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Are you excited or are you a little nervous? How you feeling?
I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to I've seen all the clips and all this stuff on social media.
Yeah.
But to be here is there's aura here. You can tell. It's crazy.
Yes,
all
sir.
the stuff you built, you can see it. It's tangible. It's something that actually means something. So it's really cool to actually be here and see the process and see how it all goes.
It is crazy. I was thinking about that when you were on your way. I was like, man, this man's never been here before.
It's
You've been to my
fresh.
apartment, but not here.
Yeah, bro. It's all fresh.
That's crazy. Yes,
yeah, it's cool.
We're in my parents' basement right now, y'all. We're in the basement of my parents' house, and my boy came out here for the pod today. And there's so much we're gonna get into today. This might be a very long episode, and yeah, I'm just ready to get into it. We're here on the Underwater FlyZone, which means we don't really do interviews. We're just gonna have a conversation, but I do have some specific questions as far as photography, specifically your clothing brand, and I also want to hear your testimony today.
Let's do it.
Just to start things off, man. What do you want to get into first? This is your episode, so what do you want to?
Oh gosh, the pressure's on.
I will tell you. I can bring it up myself, but do you have anything you'd like to start off with?
Not particularly.
All right, I'll take it
Kinda
away
just
then. I'll
ready
take it
for
away.
it.
I'll take it away. It's funny, dude. Underwater FlyZone, whenever we started this, we started in 2021. From 2021 to 2023, if you thought of Underwater FlyZone, you thought of a podcast. Like, it was just a podcast, nothing else really. Yeah, there was some merch, but you didn't really think about the merch. It was this guild and stuff. Check out this, though. Macy made this custom. Who wants it?
Oh, wow. That's fire.
Don't say it's fire, bro. Bro is lying. I'm playing.
Can you wear it?
Can I wear it?
I wouldn't want to see you in that, but
Are you sure?
is it actually open in the bottom?
Yeah, you could wear this.
I could see some like youth cheerleading squad, like
Something
like that.
I don't know, but anyways, like I was saying, 2021 to 2023, Underwater FlyZone was a podcast, but 2024 to 2025, we're pretty much a clothing brand. If you think of us now, you think of a clothing brand, and you know what? I'm just so excited to be back in this room doing a podcast today because, yeah, we did a couple this year, but it hasn't been consistent. It hasn't felt the same, you know? And, like, I'm just so ready to get into this. And the way I want to start this off is with God, bro. I want to hear your testimony to start this off.
Okay, bro.
And I think we should pray, and I think that we could both kind of lead it.
Let's
If you're
do it.
down?
Yeah, sure.
Don't mind my hair, but gotta take the hat off and replace it with that new. Do everything in love, 1614, baby. I'm throwing this on after this.
Let's
But
do it.
anyways, God, thank you for bringing us here today in this moment, opening up this platform and blessing us with this platform to have this conversation. I pray that you speak through us today and help our minds to be clear and focused and stay on track. And God, I pray that today somebody watching, even if it's just one person, take something powerful away from this podcast episode. And I'm just so grateful for you, God, and I'm so grateful for Jesus, who gives us purpose and hope. And we love you, God. Amen.
Lord, I just ask that you would just bless this conversation, Lord, and I just thank you for this friendship that Foster and I have built, and that ultimately revolves around you, Lord. So I just ask that we would continue that in this conversation and in the way we walk out our lives, Lord. I just thank you for Foster's brand, even just the message that he stands for, Lord. We know that it's all for you, and I just ask that the fruits would flow from that, Lord, and that you would just bless every conversation he has with every customer, every partner, anything comes up, you just continue to bless it and grow it, and he would just keep you at the center of it, Lord. So I just ask that you'd also be here in this conversation. You'd help us to keep it centered on you, and because we know you are a rock, and we just love you. We thank you, and I just pray these things in Jesus' name.
Amen, baby. Let's get it.
Hat
Macy,
life.
keep a slight eye on that camera just because I don't know about that SD card. But Dayton, feel free to take it away. I got to get this hat adjusted. But yeah, let's start off with the testimony. Let's just start there, and then I'm sure like everything else will follow, right? And
Yeah,
we'll just start yapping.
It's all intertwined, so it kind of all plays. I'll do like testimony of my life, which leads into the brand and photography and all that stuff.
I'm all ears, they're all ears, and we're ready.
Let's go. I feel like I never know where to begin because there's just, so many layers to it.
Definitely.
I grew up believing in God. Like my parents kind of like instilled that in me, like from the perspective of like God created the world, and like that's kind of it. That's kind of the deepest I would say we went, or that I just understood as a kid growing up. So it was just like one of those things that was like, it was very much cultural. My phone's buzzing there.
You're all good, bro. Yeah, I do that same thing like every time. Like, get out of here.
All right, but it was kind of just a cultural thing, I would say. And I had some friends who went to a church like just down the street from my house, and I was like, Mom, can we go to church? Like, I want to hang out with my friends. Yeah. And so from that point, I was probably like 10 or so, a little less maybe, up until like 16 or so, going to that church, and never really went too deep into it. It was very much a cultural thing. Like, I just went to hang out with my friends and leave, and that was it. And like, I believe in God, and like never grasped the concept of it being like I could have a personal relationship with God. Yeah. And so I just didn't know the difference because nobody really like explained the gospel or what it meant to be a Christian like in a well presented way that like made sense to me, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I kind of just went on like thinking I was all good, like, oh yeah, I'll go to heaven, like whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care, I really or know much about it, but obviously I'd have lows throughout my life, and like I'd be like call on to God and be like, God help me, and might have a little bit of peace and stuff like that. But it was never like a true ongoing relationship through that phase. And then like kind of COVID time hit and everything like shut down. My church shut down and was closed for I don't know how long, but didn't go at all to church at that point after, and then kind of got in this really weird like depressive state where like social anxiety just skyrocketed, and like I felt like super lost and didn't have any like purpose. There was like nothing I had hobbies and all that stuff, but there was nothing that was like, why am I like like what am I supposed to do with my life?
Yeah.
Or like why am I here? And so that like just kept haunting me in the back of my mind. Like I'd try to like pick up new stuff, or I got really into this like phase of like self-help. Like I thought I could like grind my way out of this like this like mindset. And,
I think
like,
we all went through that phase a little bit.
Yeah, bro. I'd be reading books of like all these healthy habits, whatever. I'd start doing photography more. I kind of like there's a lot to my childhood, but kind of brushing over it for the sake of like getting to the meat of it.
Okay.
But we're here now, and I think it was like 2021-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the summer of 2021, I believe.
Yeah.
I was getting really into like I said, self-help. Like I'd go to this park, Shawnee Mission Park, literally every night because I was like just trying to get out of my house and like connect with nature or something like that, because I thought it would help me feel less like lonely, like just sitting at home or whatever. And like whatever I'd bring my camera though. I was like really getting into photography at the time. That's like when it kind of all like started. And then I would like bring my camera with me. I'd bring a book. I'd like just chill at the park. So it was July 10th, 2021. I was there. It was like a normal night for me. Yeah. I was like reading a book. I had my camera. I like drove my dad has a bunch of old cars. So I like drove his 1953 truck up to the park and just sat in the back just because it's fun to cruise and stuff.
Definitely.
And I was like reading a book. I had my camera. I was like in this secluded part, like it's like in this back area where there's like a huge field and it's just a good view. Like best sunset in KC.
Okay. Like, I need to check this spot out a little.
Yeah, so I was there, normal average night. I like started hearing all these like laughs and like giggles and stuff, and I like was like, what is that coming from? Because I'm like one of like 3 cars in the parking lot that I'm in. Okay. So I'm like, what is that coming from? Yeah. So I like look over, I see like this truck parked like a little ways down, and the bed was like full of like guys around my age. I was like assuming they sounded like it. Yeah. And I was like, should I go talk to them? And then like quickly I was like, nah, like they're not gonna like, nah, don't do that. Yeah. So I'm like, I like go back to my like reading my book or whatever, and then like all of a sudden I just hear this like voice behind me, and it's like, hey, what's up? I don't remember what he said. Something like that. I was like, oh, what's up? Like, how's it going? And then he was like, hey, well, me and my friends are over here. We like never come out here, but I was just wondering if you could like take a photo of us. And in hindsight, it was just his way of like getting me over there to talk to them and stuff. Yeah, for sure. So I go over there. I had my camera. So that's like another like God thing with the camera. I was kind of like, it was just crazy because I doubt they would have said that if I didn't have my camera. So I'm like, it's one of those things that's kind of like a little connection for me. Yeah. But I go over there, I take a photo, but then like they quickly start like asking me questions like, who are you? Like, what's your name? Like all that stuff. Yeah. And it wasn't in I feel like anytime up to this point, like talking to a stranger was like super hard for me. Yeah. And like it always felt like they were like judging me and stuff like this. There was like, I could just tell there was something about these people that was like joyful. First off, joyful, but also they were like concerned / like cared about who I was, and I felt like seen for the first time in like
okay.
years. I was like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
This is weird. I just like noticed that off rip, and then I was like, okay, this is cool. And like another guy in the truck was a photographer too, so we like connected on that.
Yeah.
And then basically like it was a great conversation. By the end of it, they were like, by the way, we're having a Bible study. Would you want to like join us?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like growing up, I wasn't opposed to God. I didn't hate him or anything like that. I just didn't understand, and like it just wasn't a priority. So I was like, oh yeah, like I'm a Christian. Like I'll hop up. Like that seems like something good. Like I want friends who are like up to good things.
Yeah, these are good dudes.
So I was like, I'll see. And so I don't remember what we read or anything like that, but I just remember like sitting there in the bed of the truck. I didn't have my Bible, obviously, and so one of them like loaned me their Bible. Another one gave me their phone to like as a flashlight to be able to read it, and it's just like those little things about like hospitality that were just like really speaking to me. And then like I just remember at some point in that conversation, like as we were reading, I wasn't even paying attention. I don't think I was just like in shock of like what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And I just remember this like overwhelming sense of weight just being like lifted from me. I couldn't explain it or like I didn't know what it was. I was just like, this is really like strange. This is like the sense of belonging and like purpose I was like looking for.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, they were just like, oh, it's good to meet you. Like, let me get your numbers. Like, we do this weekly. They just like randomly went to the park that day. It was literally divine intervention. Like,
yeah, definitely.
I happened to be there. They happened to be there. That was the first time and only time they've ever been out to that spot.
Dang.
And so like, it was not, I don't believe it was chance. I believe it was a divine intervention.
Most definitely, yes.
And so I get their number. They like hit me up to keep coming, and I just keep going. I like eventually the second week we went, reread. I just like kind of listened in. I didn't have anything to say or anything. I just was there. And then the following week, I got a little bit closer with the other guy who does photography.
Yeah.
And I like reached out to him because I was like, hey, like I went home that night and I like grabbed my Bible because I was baptized when I was like 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I grabbed my Bible from that and I was like, all right, God, like I'm going to open it and give this a try. Like, let's see. So I open up to some random book. I don't even know what it was. It was somewhere in the Old Testament. I was just kind of like, okay, here we go.
I do that to this day. I did that today, actually.
Really? Yeah, I'm like waiting for the day. Like, that's a whole nother thing. I'm like, I will not do that anymore because, like, I just think of like Ecclesiastes, like everything is meaningless. Like,
and you're like, wait a second.
I'm like, wait, what? This
but anyways,
yeah. And so, anyways, I started reading. It was like, oh yeah, some random book. I was like, hey, bro, like I'm reading my Bible.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like just like reach out to somebody about it. And then he was like, I thought he was just kind of being like my friend at the time. Looking back, it was very much discipleship.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, bro, start in John. Like, just read the gospel, hear about Jesus. Like, if you have any questions or like want to talk about it, like, let me know where you're at and like all that stuff. So I read John and I'm just like, I'm just reading through it. I'm just like, okay, so this dude Jesus like provides like purpose.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I can't even tell you like what any specific verses that like stood out at that time. But I just remember like reading it as a whole and just being like, okay, so now I understand his ministry, what he came to do. And like, I'd never read any book of the Bible up to that point, like on my own terms. And it was just crazy because like I would have questions or like something would come up and I'd be like, God, can you answer this? And then like I would read and then it would be answered.
Yeah.
And the weight just continued to lift and lift and lift and lift. And then I just got a lot closer with those guys and they just kept leading me to Christ. And that was kind of the turning point right there. There wasn't a specific day that I was like, okay, I give my life to Christ. Like it was kind of just a accumulation of opening the Bible on my own, reading, learning. And then, eventually I just looked back and I was like, okay, so this is like for real. Like I'm a follower of Christ now. Like I'm taking this serious. This is my life now. And earlier on there were rough patches, just like turning back to whatever I was into and all that stuff. Like bad relationship, whatever. But overall, it's just been a continual like grind since then to just pursue the Lord and just chase after what he is wanting for my life, because I know that I'm no longer living for me, I'm living for him. So
definitely. Yeah, I have a similar story. That's what it was like. I was sitting in a classroom, and this girl saw me and thought I was fine, so she added me on Snap. It's my wife. And like, bro, when me and Macy met, as you were talking, I felt like you were describing me and Macy's story in a way. Like my testimony essentially is the same. Like I always knew God, I always knew Jesus, I knew John 3:16, you know, and I knew what would get me to heaven, but I never knew Jesus with a relationship. And when I met Macy, she just seen the way she lived, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so much more than the head knowledge that I have. Like, God actually wants a relationship with me for real. Like, God is working every day in my life. I thought he was uninterested. You know, there's kids starving in Africa. Why would he care about my little problems, you know? But the truth is like, he's omnipresent. He's everything. It was a, I don't know, your story, very similar to mine. I sit in church sometimes and they're like, if there hasn't been a moment in your life where everything changed, I'm like, have I been saved? Because I don't have like a specific moment, you know? But I feel like, I don't know, our stories kind of aligned there, where it was just a season of the exact same time frame too. 2020, COVID time, 2021, till now. It's just been like constant growth, man. And it is true, dude. Like there is so much hopelessness in the world. And even with what I started out with this episode, like some things that have been going on, it's just like, man, somebody can think something, but I don't even really get too concerned. I try not to, because God knows the truth. And that relationship I have with God, I'm like, God, what is it? I pray about it. What is this? I feel him saying, you're good, pretty much. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep going. I don't know. It's like, it gives you that peace.
Living to impress him, not
exactly.
people.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, everything down here is temporary. As long as you're right with God, like that's what is everlasting. So,
for sure.
But anyways, man, I didn't want to cut you off, but
no.
I don't know. We could pick back up on the story. I'd also would love to hear how you started 1614, and I'd love to hear the meaning behind 1614, and because I assume it kind of leads into it, right?
Yeah.
So
we're let's basically at that turning point right there.
All right, let's get into that
testimony,
man. So real quick before we get into this, 1614 apparel.
Yes, sir.
On Instagram, just pause this, go give them a follow, and then come on back, because if you support us, our merch is pretty much the same. I'm not gonna lie, we got the same stuff. So make sure to go support my boy. His prices are a little bit better than mine because he works at Street Warehouse, so he gets the discount. You know, I don't get that discount. So this dude, you know, his prices are a little bit better, and he's a Christian brand. So we got to go support. Make sure to go. At the minimum, follow him. At the most, go sell him out. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, 1614. I would love to hear how we started this thing up.
Side note: collab pop up on the way.
Oh, it is. It actually
we're
is.
confirming it.
Dude, we should have found a date and announced it on here.
I
but
know.
you know what? This pod will get views and we'll be like, exactly. We're good. Yeah. There's a collab event coming up. I'm hoping February, by the way. But anyways, be looking out for that. Yeah. Anyways, follow us on Instagram too if you don't already for some reason. UWFZ.podcast on Instagram. You'll see the flyer whenever it comes out. But
let's go.
Let's jump back into this, baby.
Yeah, so at that point, I was like fully into it and fully immersed, like pursuing the Lord. I was really into photography at this point. Like that was like my main source of income.
Yeah.
And I was like, again, growing in my faith, and I was like starting to get this little conviction inside of me, because I was like, okay, like these like gifts, these creative gifts, like I've always just loved creating things, like drawing, painting, photography, like all this stuff. Like I've always just loved making stuff. And I started to get a little conviction though, because I was like doing all the photography and stuff like that, but I wasn't doing anything that was explicitly like, this is my like mode of service to the Lord, or worship or whatever. Like I wasn't giving my first fruits to the Lord. So it was like starting to grow a little bit of a guilt inside of me. And I was like, shoot, like if God's like blessed me with this like desire and like has placed this on my heart, like I need to somehow give it directly back to him. And so this is crazy. So first off, I never even like wanted to have a clothing brand or anything like that. It was kind of like, it became one of those things where I was like, okay, I think this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
And so I'll preface with that. Basically, the turning point was conviction, photography.
Yeah.
I was ready to make a change. So I was like, okay, how do I use photography to like glorify God?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, let me just see if I can do some brand shoots for like a Christian brand or something.
Yeah, okay.
That was my immediate thought.
Yeah.
And so then I like started looking for all these like Christian brands. I'm like hitting people up. All I hear is no, 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 or no response.
Wow.
And so I'm like, all right, well, this is starting to feel like a dead end road. Like I'm like, well, I don't know who else like to hit up.
Were all the brands local in Kansas City?
Some were local, some were like I would have had to travel to, or just like they send merch and I do stuff here or something.
I was gonna say, if it's local, I wonder why they didn't hit back.
I don't know.
I really don't know any local Christian brands.
I mean, I just had to like look around on social media, and like I didn't really know what I was looking for because I was not in the clothing scene at that time, so I didn't even know where to start at all.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm just gonna hit up some random people and like hopefully it like pans out, because like if this is what God wants, like it'll work out. And so I don't know, I just like kept thinking about it more and more. I'm like, gosh, like how do I do this? Like I need to like somehow use photography to like glorify God, like give it to him.
Yeah.
And I just started like thinking, like every now and then I'd get these random thoughts where I'm like, okay, like I like designing stuff, like I like making stuff, like art and all that. And then I like remembered like, wait a minute, my dad was a screen printer whenever he was like my age for like 4 years or something like that. And I was like, okay, well, he knows how to do that. I've already built a website for my photography. Like I could build another one, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like doing social media, not great at it, but like I can make content with the photography and stuff like that. So that's what I already have that. And then like it was just these little things, and I was like, okay, well, this is weird. So I like kept praying on it, and then I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna start, I need a name and like a vision. So I like keep like, I had a bunch of verses that I was like, okay, these are cool. And then eventually I read 1 Corinthians. I got to chapter 16, and then I was like, do everything in love. I was like, that's fire. That's literally the gospel. That's like what we're called to as Christians, is like doing everything in love, because like, I mean, we love because he first loved us. And so it's like one of those things for me that's like, it just like shares the gospel message in a nutshell, because Christ did everything in love. Therefore we should be like Christ. And
definitely.
So there's just like so many levels to it. And so I was like, okay, now what is the name? So I just took the number 1614, and then it's like it's cryptic enough where like some people, if you're already a Christian, they'll be like, oh, is that a verse? And then I'll be like, yeah. Sometimes people are like, what are those numbers? And it's literally the perfect time to evangelize, because you're
That's
just like,
so true.
It's a Bible verse, and like then you like can whatever you want to do. I try to like recommend to people to like dig into it a little deeper, like ask them about their relationship with Christ, like but then again, like I don't always have Christians wearing the brand. Like sometimes it's non-believers, and they're just like, it's fire, like I'll swear it. And so that's cool too. But the heart behind it is definitely like reaching people who are not Christians, and just opening those conversations and stuff like that.
Most definitely.
And so that's kind of how it all like began, I guess. After I finally had the idea, the name and stuff like that, I like told my family, and I tried to get my brother in on it at the very start. I was like, bro, we should do this together. Like I got this business idea, like we're gonna scale it and all this stuff. And he was like, nah. Yeah. He was busy though. He's got so much going on. But it's really cool though. It's like been a blessing, because actually just recently he's been telling me, he's like, hey bro, I want to like really help and like all this stuff. And he's always, my family's always been the biggest help. Like, I know you know what it means, bro.
Yeah,
you got
definitely.
The basement taken over.
Yeah, no, for real. They gave me my old room for this. Yeah,
literally.
But no, your family's amazing. I met your dad multiple times. I've met your mom. I talked to your dad more than your mom, but your mom's amazing too. Yeah. I think I met your brother. I can't remember though.
Yeah, probably.
But, probably at SwapCon.
Yeah.
Anyways,
he's
bro.
Tall.
Yeah.
Tall,
okay.
dude.
Yeah. I think I did meet him. I don't remember. I might have been at SwapCon. But anyways, bro. Yeah, you have a great family, and that's crazy, because in so many ways our stories are so similar, bro. Because my brand, I didn't feel like a conviction to start it. I felt a conviction to start the podcast. I was like, man, I have gone through this. Like, there's a reason for everything, right? And God wants to turn this grave in my life into a garden, like the song. And I just felt like God basically was calling me to start this podcast, and so I did. I didn't know what that looked like. First episode, I've told this a million times, it was a borrowed microphone and a borrowed laptop, bro. I had no clue what I was doing.
Humble beginnings.
Dude, no video until season 3, and that was only a couple episodes were on video. So we were just doing Spotify audio files, and it was growing, man. And it's just what the craziest thing, and this is a story I don't get to tell often, is the way that this clothing brand started out of it. I was on the 13th floor of an abandoned building. I think I told you this, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the 13th floor of an abandoned building in the West Bottoms, downtown Kansas City. And we were on, it's the rooftop. It was awesome. And we look over and there was this Lil Peep mural. Back in the day, I loved Lil Peep, and that's a whole nother conversation about that. But anyways, this mural was painted, and down below it said Clever Fools. And I was like, what is this? You know, Clever Fools obviously painted this mural. And yes, Macy's brother was up there with me, and he was like, Clever Fools is a clothing brand locally. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Who whatever, who cares? But then I go to college like about a month later. I'm sitting there in my house, and a dude walks in, and he's wearing a Clever Fools jacket. Adam Harbor came in wearing a Clever Fools jacket. And I was like, wait a second, Clever Fools, I just, the building, like, wait a second, put it 2 and 2 together. And I was like, do you know that guy, Clever Fools? And he was like, yeah, dude, I love him. I'm like his biggest supporter. I have all of his merch. And I was like, dude, I should do a podcast with him. We were just starting season 2. And I was like, bruh, we should get this dude on the podcast. He has a clothing brand. It sounds cool, right? Yeah. Clothing brand, I checked out the page. It was a little sketchy, though. It was a little, if you looked at the Clever Fools page, it's a little sketchy. And so Macy's brother came with me that day. We reached out to him. Adam Harbor set it up. We went out there, did the podcast. I was terrified. I didn't know what I was pulling up on, bro. I was like, I was Kansas City, Kansas. I thought I was like going to the hood or something. I wasn't really in the hood, but it was still kind of like, what the heck's happening? Never had done anything like that before. I walk into the warehouse, the Clever Fools warehouse, and on a whiteboard, keep in mind, I'm in my head like, am I even going to post this episode? Is this going to be some demonic stuff? Like I had no clue. Walk into the warehouse, and on the whiteboard it said, God's vision for my life. And it had all these notes written out. And I was like, wait a second, that's cool. Wait a minute. I met Alex Trinkle. Man, that day we did the podcast, and I genuinely thought we'd do the podcast, I'd leave, I'd probably never see the dude again, and it'd be a cool episode. Honestly, I was like, they're kind of clouded. I might get some followers too. But dude, what ended up happening is I met my biggest mentor that day. And I had no clue that was in the plan, but God knew it. You know, and God set that up. God, weirdly enough, had me notice that the phrase Clever Fools on the 13th floor of an abandoned building, and had Adam walk in wearing the merch. Like it's crazy how God works, bro. And I don't believe in coincidences. I really don't. I think that was truly God working. And because all of that happened, we have now blessed probably over 10,000 pieces at this point of merch with this slogan on it, bro.
At least.
I would say probably at least. I try to be humble with it.
That is very humble. That's a very humble.
But your life is worth living. This message, I mean, it's been out there everywhere, and we've actually started our new brand, Young People Love Jesus. We got 2 Christian clothing brands now.
Let's go.
Yeah, dude, it's just it's been a blessing to see all that God's done through my brand. And I can only imagine, like, what are some of the things for you, some of the biggest blessings you've experienced?
So, I guess the biggest ones, they seem small, but like, I guess it's like people, their stories that they're telling me when they're out wearing the merch, and they're like, yo, this dude at wherever asked me what this was, and I was able to like share my testimony with them from it. And I'm like, what? Yeah. Like, selfishly, the brand was really for me to get out of my comfort zone and be like, I'm going to share my beliefs, and like, this is my like way to glorify God. And then like hearing it snowball, and like hearing about other people wearing it, and like sharing it, and like, that's like the biggest blessing to me, is like knowing that those conversations are happening that I'm not even like involved in, and it's like helping me to like remember like, okay, this is God's, like this is God like He's the one moving through this. It's by him, not anything I do.
Yeah, dude.
And so, I mean, that's huge. And then also just like the relationship with my family, like, just like being able to rely on them and like know that they're gonna show up every single time. Like I catch myself because sometimes I'm like, and I see you have all your homies around you that are like, running the show and stuff.
Shout out to every one of them, by the way.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And like I find myself being envious because I'm just like, dang, I wish I could put together that solid of a team of like my homies. And then I'm like, dang, I feel guilty because I literally have my family, my girlfriend. Like, I have those people. I'm just like, I need to give them the credit they deserve, and they like show up without fail, like not complaining. There's
and your setup's a lot more difficult than mine too.
Yeah, I put them to work for sure.
If you go to this dude's pop up, it's not like we have just 2 tables and shirts everywhere. It's like we'll put a picture right here.
Yeah,
check it out. You send me some pictures.
The walls and all the crazy stuff.
Dude, for sure, man. You kill it. Truly, like everyone knows it. Like this is just a known fact. This man's got the best pop-up setup I've ever seen in person. I haven't been to some of these crazy events, but from what I've seen, it's not even close, bro.
That's love, bro. But like,
it's true. It's just true, bro.
The problem is when you go too complex with your stuff, you don't ever want to set up because it's so much work.
That's true.
But that might just be laziness. I don't know.
I don't know, bro. It is difficult. I think we used to try a lot harder with our setup, and then recently we're just like, bro, we've done the work with branding. People are already coming here knowing what they're looking for. We need to be efficient.
That's true.
That's our biggest thing recently.
Yeah,
and also if speed is key. Like if you can't move quick enough, people are gonna walk out of line. People are gonna walk by and say, they're too busy. We can't go in there. There's no room. You know. So it's like boom. We gotta be quick.
Yeah, I'm like feeling that a lot. I'm like, I like the setup. I think presentation is everything. That's like something my dad drills into me all the time because he's an artist too.
For sure.
And
it's important too.
Yeah, he's always like presentation. I'm like, and then I like, that's why I go crazy with the setup. But then I'm like, shoot, like I can't even keep up if like things are here. So it is nice to have the family and all the team around.
Sure.
But I'm like, I look at you, I've like taken bits and pieces from your setup just like, to implement into mine, like the more table setups with the stacks and like more of that. But
I just think it all comes back to speed, and it also comes back to the customer experience, right? Like, no one wants to be coming in and they're like waiting around, you know, and but at the same time, no one wants to come in and feel like they're just part of a game that you're playing. Like I think that I haven't been to a ton. I've been to a couple events with you, but I think you do a great job of it. I try to do a great job of it, of being real intentional. Every single person that comes in the booth, and even every person that orders online, how are you going to show them how much you really appreciate them? Because to me, bro, I can't even put into words how much I appreciate every person that's ever bought one piece of merch.
Yeah.
Even if there's people that come to our pop-ups just to see us, take a picture, they don't buy anything. Yeah, and I'm like, I appreciate you. Yeah, like, you give me that energy to keep coming out here, bro. And
for real.
Some people like are kind of like, they're like, bro, because like this past week we went to Dallas and then drove through the night and did a event on Sunday. I slept for like 1 hour, bro. but people are like, bro, how are you doing that? I'm like, I'm being fueled by these people, you know what I'm saying? Even though Dallas kind of flopped. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, I think you did tell me,
Yeah, but it was still cool. It was a good experience. But, dude, I had something I wanted to get into. I guess one thing that was on my mind is how you said people that aren't Christian will wear your brand and they don't even realize.
Yeah.
I think everyone watching should be very careful because the opposite effect can happen at times as well.
Yeah.
A demonic brand out there, you're repping it and you don't even know the intention behind the brand.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about that? It was just a thought that came to my head.
Well, I'll throw this out because I used to be like a hater of Hellstar.
Yeah. Like, yeah, me too, actually. I know what you're about to say, though.
Yeah, so I was like, which I'm not going to speak on much on, like, I'm not going to go into too deep about it, but basically it's a name, and like half the designs are like flame people on fire and stuff like that. And I did no research. I just saw it and I was like, man, why are people are going crazy about it? It must be demonic or something like that. I met the owner in Vegas, bro, and he's like, I mean, I'm not going to speak to his character. I don't know anything about it, so anything like that. But like, we prayed together and like talked about God and like had a good conversation, and it was like, I was like, oh wow, like, and then I like looked closer at his merch, and like almost every single piece of merch has a Bible verse on it.
Really?
Which is crazy. I didn't even like know that, but that's like one example of that I've like, I used to think that, and my mind was kind of changed. But I do see some brands out that are like, I don't know how to describe it, but like
blatantly, like, yeah, I feel
yeah, and it's like, that's like more of the competition than like other Christian brands.
Yeah.
And it's like, we see those brands and like, we should be like, okay, we shouldn't be like clashing.
Yeah, no,
but we should be
definitely.
competing with those people, and like, I don't want to ever focus on competing with like another Christian brand.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully it connects now. But
no, I get what you're saying,
but it's
bro,
like, I could easily like look at your brand, which I can't because we're homies, like that, like competition.
Yeah.
Because like we have half the same stuff. Like, I used to look at Made Mob like that. I'd be like, I want to like be bigger than Made Mob, which is like a crazy
That'll
statement.
be difficult.
That'll be tough. They're killing it.
Yeah, for sure.
But
bro.
like, that was like the mindset I was having at the beginning, and like, I'm seeing that as competition. But now I'm like, nah, like, I don't need to be. Which Made Mob's not a Christian brand, but
yeah, but they're in Kansas City, and and you've met them. You know how
like,
cool they are.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying not to like have that like, I'm better than everyone or competition mindset. I just want to like seek to help bring God into the equation, and like,
definitely.
And so, I don't know. I kind of like, I did not deliver that.
No, I think I get what you're saying though, and I think that I have done a weird job of like never viewing this as competition. Maybe I should view it more as competition at times, because, bro, I be at pop-ups telling everyone the free game. I'm like, use this blank, use this supplier, do this, and then I'm like, I guess even just thinking right now, I'm like, are they sometimes looking at me like, bro, you're my competition?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
I try
Try
to view everybody as like a team. Like, I truly believe, there's billions of people in the world.
Yeah.
Like we're the most merch we can sell in a year is what, 20,000 pieces? Is that like the top of the top? Like, bro, that's not very many people.
No.
And that's another reason when it comes to my strategy behind clothing is, if I switch this design up, bro, you're trying to light a bunch of little tiny fires. I'm trying to light one fire and pour gas on it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to blow it up.
You're doing it, bro.
Dude, and also it's hard to become recognizable if you drop a fire design but then move on after 100 pieces.
Yeah.
But I think it's also difficult to find that one, but
that's why like, my biggest thing is like keeping the logo present.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Like, if the logo's attached to it, it doesn't really matter what the design is. Like,
For sure.
if it's recognizable, like the name, or like I mean, Nike is a great example. If you just throw a swoosh on anything, you're like, that's Nike.
Literally, bro. Is your 1614? Would you say that's the logo?
That is the logo.
Yeah, because I know this is a logo of yours as well.
That's like just like the statement piece.
Yeah.
I use like, that's like the font I'll use in like most of my designs.
Yeah.
Super basic.
One of my favorite shirts, I actually don't even have one, but it's with that logo just big on the front of the mineral wash.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites of yours.
Yeah,
You got a lot of good ones though, but the real best is the two-tone. Is that what it's called? Or what's it called, bro? The black with the white sleeves?
Yeah, with the flames.
Yeah, that's the best one, bro.
That one, I'm pretty sure I'm out of those now.
Yeah, no, I think you are.
Because I didn't start with that many.
Yeah, no, bro, that's sick. But okay, so one thing I was also thinking of is, when did you start your brand? What year? Do you remember like the month, the day even?
I think my first drop was, let's see, 2023. January of 2023.
So that means you've been doing this for coming on 3 years.
Yes.
So let me tell you this.
Is that right? Yeah, something like that.
If that is right, let me tell you this. I started in 2021. There was not anybody helping at all until 2024.
Oh, wow.
I was doing this, besides Macy, obviously. We're married. We're one, you know what I'm saying? But, besides me and Macy, bro, it's like, it was really us. Like no one really helped fold merch. There was no pop-ups back then. Like, it was just like the grind, And then as we got bigger, and I don't hold that against anybody. I'm glad there was no help needed. You know what I'm saying? And then the second there was help needed, my boy Connor Olson, you know him as Brad Poles.
Let's go.
Shout out, bro. He changed my whole business because we did this drop. Now this is a 1-of-1. This is an actual crew neck, right?
Yeah.
But this drop tanked us, bro. It was the first time I didn't take pre-orders. I just full sent 100 of them, and we sold 12 of them. Did I ever tell you this story?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so that was my whole savings account. I spent like $2,000, my whole savings account on it, and we sold like 12 pieces. Like Macy literally paid my gas because I had no money left in my savings. She bought my gas so I could get home from college for Christmas break.
No way.
Yeah, it was crazy. Or was it spring break? It was a break.
Yeah.
And so she paid my gas. I got home. I worked at Walmart.
That's a real one.
Literally, bro. I worked at Walmart for like 60 hours this week. And then Connor Wilson comes in, and I ended up selling some more overtime. So I got the money I lost back, and I was like, bro, we're done. Like, we're done. But then Connor was like, let me help reinvest. And he actually made this logo. It was my vision, but it was his execution.
It's fire.
Dude, we put money into, I think I put in like $3,000, he put in like $2,000, and we did the first ever drop of LA Apparel tees, and we did some trucker hats as well.
You already knew it was gonna.
Dude, well, we actually didn't because it was our first drop, and I told him, I said, you get paid back first, I'll take another L, and if this don't work, we're done. Well, 16 hours later, all of the pieces were gone.
No way.
Yes, 100 shirts, we had like 10 hats left. And those 10 hats we had left for like a year.
Really?
Yeah, but
dude, hats are tough.
They are tough. But anyways, bro, from that point on, we started to actually grow and get big. And that was 2023 when he came on. And then after that, Carson, my brother, he started coming on and doing pop-ups. And Connor actually had to go back to the hospital for his cancer stuff. So he kind of is still dealing with that to this day. And then Jack Fields came in, and then we just got, I mean, you saw one of our events, we had like 12 helpers, like people
crazy.
just popping out, and it's a blessing that everyone's on the same page about this too. Like none of us take money from it. We are committed to growing this message and spreading this message, and it's just a blessing to see. I'm truly grateful for them, and you saying that kind of makes me remember to be grateful, because you can take it for granted sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I also want to say that to you, that bro, you're still early into this.
Yeah.
Like you, it's coming, you know, and I know for a fact that some of the biggest blessings, some of the people that will be the biggest blessings to you, you've probably not even met yet, to be honest.
Yeah.
And as you keep growing it, and if you just stay focused with it and stay consistent, consistency is everything. And you know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the sky's the limit. I had homies telling me, bro, we got to go to River Flea. This brand 1614 is going to be there. I told you about this. And I was like, yeah, that's my homie. We could just
Yeah, that was tough.
But yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm just kind of yapping, but
no, yeah, bro. I definitely feel that. It's like one of those things where that's kind of the heart I've been trying to have, is just like, I'm trusting that God will place whoever needs to be at the time that it needs to be.
Yeah.
And I just need to steward every relationship as if they're like, or like rather stop like valuing a relationship based on what I can gain from it.
Yeah, that's
just like basing every relationship on how I can serve and like show them the heart of Christ. And like with that heart posture, it's like I feel like it doesn't like hit as hard as it. There was definitely a season, like a short period. I think we were talking about it at one point. I was just like, I need people around me. I need a team, bro. I can't do this, bro. And then I'm like humbled though, because like I just look back to every event. And again, my family has literally been like, my family wasn't in the equation, I don't think this dream would have like come to fruition at all.
Definitely.
And so huge props to them. But I do know that there's going to be like, they help me out of their love for me. And I'm like kind of waiting on people to like help out of, I don't ever want them to stop. I want them to always be involved. Yeah. Of course. But like, I know to carry on the message of the brand itself, it has to be like a group of people who all see the final vision, who are all pulling their specific weight and their calling. And so, I mean, slowly there's people, I have people in my mind, my family included, like I have specific roles in my head. I'm like, if I really wanted to like implement this, we could make this work right now. And so I think it's more of a matter of like pulling the trigger and like just like building out that system. Right now though, like photography's has been taking everything
Definitely.
for me right now.
I want to get into the photography as well because we got to talk about it. I didn't realize how passionate you were about photography.
Yeah.
Even just sitting here talking, I'm like, dang, you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, no, that was my main thing. And
That's
then, like,
amazing.
the brand came from photography, basically.
Yeah, this is why we got to do podcast episodes and learn a lot. But there's a couple more things I want to talk about before we get into that. One of them being when I have the same feeling at times, like, gosh, kind of, I don't want to say that I want to give up or anything, but like sometimes I'm like, gosh, dude, would it be easier to just live a peaceful life, get a job that's just normal? Because I work a roofing job right now. It's all over the place. It's just stressful, to be honest, but I do it because of the flexibility. I'm like, man, I could just end all of this and go back to teaching or something and just be chill. You know what I'm saying? But what keeps me going is two things. One, there's this picture. It's like this miner. Have you seen it? He's like going down the tunnel and like
you need to put that on.
Exactly, literally, bro. And he turns around. He's like mining his way, and then he gives up like when he's like that close to the gold, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that could be us any day, bro. Freaking check your phone. Taylor Swift just ordered this. Your life would change, you know? Patrick Mahomes just ordered a shirt. Yeah. Life would change, bro. It's all good. It's all good. But I'm just saying, bro, like that keeps me going. But the biggest thing that keeps me going, even more than that, is the devil would love if we gave up, bro. It'd be like the best day ever for him. Because, dude, we are really making a difference. And the stories you know are only the ones that you've been told, bro.
It's the tip of the iceberg.
Yes, that's only the ones you've been told. You have no clue. And that's what I try to think sometimes. And then there's the opposite side to that. The hate you know is only the stuff you've been told as well. But you try to disregard that. It's it's that keeps me going. Just like, dude, this really upsets the enemy that we are grinding. And we're so young, too. We have so much ahead of us.
That thought of, like, what if is what I feel like keeps me, like, in it, too. Where it's, like, it's similar to the mining thing. Yeah. But it's, like, would you want to take the easy route? But then, like, you wake up in 60 years. I mean, Lord willing, 60 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I'll be 80 something by then. So I don't know about actually that long. But, you know, later in life, and you wake up and you're just like, why did I give up on that? Like, that's what I think about in life. I'm like, what if I continue on the path that I'm on right now? Am I going to wake up in however many years and be like, what if I, like, tried that dream that I have?
Exactly, bro.
And so, I mean, that's another big reason why I'm hopping into photography, not to keep going back to that.
Yeah, we'll get into it in a minute.
Yeah, but, like, really with that too is like I feel like kind of why there's been so many times where I'm just like, this could be my last job. Like,
definitely.
I mean, I don't think my mind actually accepts that.
Yeah.
But there's definitely times, like, realistically where I'm just kind of like, I don't know, but then I'm like, no, the meaning behind it and what it meant to me and, like, my testimony.
Yeah.
It's too big. Like, there's going to be a time when scheduling and I'm able to get a grasp on things where I can actually, like, dive back in content-wise, hopefully.
Yeah.
And get that ball rolling again. But it's like, I refuse to wake up years from now and be like, what? I'd rather live with the, like, shame of everything failing than wake up with the guilt of not trying.
That's it, dude. Because you were talking earlier about that spot you would go to and just kind of think and all that.
Yeah.
I have a spot like that too. This is why I say we're like the same person in a way.
It's crazy.
But I would go down this road like right outside my parents' house, and there's a little dock, and I just like sit there for hours, dude. Like, I'm talking like
ponder
5 hours at times and just sit. I remember and I'd have conversations with myself. I've always said I'm my own best friend, bro. Yeah. Like I don't know, I'm my own best friend. I think I'm hilarious, and like that's the way it is. And I would have conversations with myself down there.
Yeah.
And one of the conversations I'll never forget, I was in high school. And this is when I decided to be a teacher. I didn't realize this was in store, but the compromise I made in my head was I would rather be 85 years old on my like retirement home, maybe on my deathbed or whatever, looking back at my life. And I would rather have tried at something and failed than sit there and regret not trying at all. Yeah. And like for me at the time, it was like teaching makes no money, right? And I was like, I'd rather go for that and like not have money in my life and make a huge impact in kids' lives than going for some job and regret not making that impact. And I didn't realize that this was in store at the time, but I have that same that agreement I made with myself, having a conversation with myself way back in high school is the same principle. Exactly. I still think about that to this day. Like, I don't know, exactly what you were talking about earlier. I do not, my biggest fear is to have regrets in the end, you know?
And like, Lord willing, you're going to reach more people than you ever would have reached teaching. And like,
yeah, I hope
kids
so.
Included, I mean, with sports and stuff like that you're like doing all that stuff.
Trying to, bro.
But
yeah, no, one more thing before we get into photography, if I can remember it. Well, actually, time out. Macy, is that one dead?
Battery exhausted and it's blinking.
Okay. You want to go bake?
Well, I can stay.
Okay. We'll probably go for like 30 more minutes. We're already 55 minutes, bro.
Going by.
Does it feel like it?
Nah.
Yeah. Once you get flowing, it's just
Is it okay
good.
if I go bake?
Yeah. Wait, like you going home?
Do you want me to stay?
No, you're good. Just take that chair up. I'll take it up. Bye, bud.
Bye. It's good to see you.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, get out of here. I don't know when I'm going to drop this, but me and Macy have a pop-up on Saturday together if anyone wants to pull up. But this will probably drop Saturday.
Okay, bet. That's
Maybe.
a quick turnaround.
I'm going to try
It's
my
Thursday.
best, bro.
It's Thursday right now.
Yeah, it'll be tough. We'll see what happens, though. But, gosh, dude, it was something with the clothing brand I wanted to get into. There's just so much that we could get into.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're so far into it. Let's just get into photography, bro.
All right,
Tell me about your passion for photography, because your boy bought a Sony A7 III. I'm starting to get decent with it, but, like, I don't know. It's not easy at all. So
It's
where's
definitely
that
not
come from?
easy. It's like, again, back to the thing, like I was saying earlier, like I love creating stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've always been kind of like, I want to be good at my own thing.
Yeah.
Like my dad wasn't a graphic designer / illustrator for like, I don't even know. I mean, basically his whole life. He's been drawing and stuff like that. He went to school and like, I don't know. He's just like, he's very, very talented at what he does. And now he does leather tooling, leather work.
Yeah.
And blacksmithing work, all custom, like it's crazy. But like I wanted my own thing, to be like good at, because I've always looked up to my dad, and like I've always like, that's been like, he's been my hero since like I was a kid.
Definitely.
And like I've always wanted to like be an artist and all that stuff, and like I don't know what happened. I was just like, I think I want to like try photography. It was like sometime in high school, and then so I saved up money. I think I like spent like $300 on my first camera, like with the kit lens and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm about to cook.
Yep.
And so I like learned on it. My dad was like, he did like film photography and stuff like that when he was like in high school and a little bit older. And so he's like completely used to like manual. He did all the darkroom developing and all that stuff. So he like he understands like photography.
Yeah.
And so he was like, don't just press a button. Like don't just use the auto settings, which like, I mean, no shame. I know that's like most people.
Yeah.
And so he's like,
hey, no shame. I will be the first to tell you I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm getting better though.
Yeah, bro. But
anyways.
It works. But like he was like, you need to be able to control what you want, because you're taking in light, but more than that, you're trying to capture a composition that's balanced and colors. All the things need to play together to make a good photo.
Yeah.
And so he was like, don't put it in auto. Turn it to manual, learn how to use the settings.
Yeah.
And so I just like played around with it for a long time. I'd get my friends in high school and we'd like go downtown and like do photo shoots, and
That's
I'd be
so
like
cool, dude.
learn how to edit on Photoshop and then Lightroom and stuff like that. And I started making videos too, just for fun. And so I'd start learning Premiere, After Effects a little bit. Took some classes in high school after that, and I was like, I didn't like any of the assignments or anything like that, but I was like, I want to just make my own stuff. And
all self-taught. You're all self-taught pretty much, besides like
pretty much. I mean, my dad like showed me the ropes, and like, I kind of just, after learning the basics, it was just repetition, and just like taking it off from there. Basically. Obviously, like I've watched YouTube videos, lots of YouTube videos on like gear or like how to do like a specific thing, like if I want to do a specific shot or just random things like I mean, just I like learning, so that's like, I've picked up a lot of stuff over the years, and so mostly just repetitions though, like going downtown, like figuring out what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
Started adding lights and new equipment and stuff like that. I just bought my Sony. I had like this old Nikon for, I mean, most of my time doing it, and just recently upgraded, dropped that. I upgraded.
Yeah, drop that cheddar on it.
Yeah, I upgraded.
It was a great, from my opinion, great investment, because I think that took you to the reason I said what I said earlier. I think that took you to the best of the best, bro.
Yeah, and like I'm like one. I'll stand on this till I die. It's I could stay with the first camera I had if I understand photography and I know what I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
It matters way less the gear that you have than like the eye that you develop, because I don't think people are naturally talented in photography.
Yeah.
I think you can have good vision, but it's like it's a balance of having that creative vision but also being able to execute it the way you want to.
Yeah.
Same thing with drawing, like any medium, like it's no different than any other art to me. Is like you develop it as a craft, and then you learn and you grow.
Definitely.
And so right now I'm just like I don't ever want to stop growing, and like I want my style a couple months from now to be like completely different, and I want to look back and be like, that's like one thing. You can scroll back on my Instagram and you can see some of my very first posts. Because one thing my dad told me from when I first started, he was like, don't delete your old posts. Like leave them
you're
there.
Gonna see that progress.
Leave them there so that even the people who like come and see your work, they can scroll back and they see, okay, you might not like it now, but it's like they can see the growth from that post to your most recent and be like, wow, so that's good. That means you always expect like you're going to keep growing every single time.
Yeah.
And so like that's something I don't do with the brand. I delete stuff on my brand page, but
yeah.
But with
I've
photography,
left mine up actually.
Yeah, and
have you ever scrolled down on mine?
I think I have pretty far. I definitely have on Alex's.
Yeah,
Clever Fools.
Oh, I went to the first post
I was
before.
Like, this is what he started with?
I'm telling you, bro.
And so it's crazy to just see, like, it really speaks volumes to, like, same thing when you can go back and see the progress from an artistic perspective. Like, it's crazy. But that's where I'm at with photography. I'm just, like, fully back into it because I just became another passion of mine. And I'm like,
definitely.
Again, still with that heart of, like, service. So I'm, like, I used to do a lot of photography at my church, and then I kind of like stopped. I recently started serving on the worship team at my church too.
Oh yeah.
So I like play the guitar and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I'm like, now I'm trying to get back into a consistent cycle of photos too, because it's just one of those things we always have to give back. So
I mean, it's one thing to be good at something, like you're very talented at photography. You love it for that reason, but there's more to it than that. What are some like highlight moments of your photography career, like some memories or stories that really allowed you to fall in love with this thing?
I think just like I like seeing the excitement on other people's faces too. I'm always like, I'm so relational. Like I'm just like, I like making other people happy with what I'm doing. So it's like same thing with the brand. Like I hearing stories from other people, but like seeing like being able to capture somebody's big life event, and then like I like show it to them and they're like, oh my gosh, and they're like going crazy. But aside from that, I guess I would say like just the doors that it's opened. Like anything that you put your heart into, like people see the passion behind it and they want to like support or be involved somehow. So just like, I mean, I guess this is a huge highlight. I didn't even think about this. Well, my testimony, meeting those guys, the Bible study that led me to Christ. That's probably the biggest one I would say, because I had my camera. I think that's why that kind of like played out how it did. Another one is I was at Paradigm. Yeah. Which I just had like a water bottle with one of my stickers on it. It says Moody's photo. And this dude in front of me, it was like turn and greet your neighbor or whatever. Yeah. The dude in front of me like turned around and he was like, we just like talked whatever, chopped it up. And he saw my water bottle and he was like, are you a photographer? And I was like, yeah. Like, yeah. He was like, oh, me too. And so we like clicked on that immediately. Yeah. And he actually goes to my current home church, and he like invited me to his home, it's now my home church, and that's like where I'll probably be at for the rest of my life. Yep. And
Is that
so
the same one we'll do the event at?
yep, the
Let's
Way
go.
Church KC.
Mhm.
Shout out.
Let's go, baby.
Yep. And so it like opened that door to meet that group of people, which has just been such a blessing to like grow in that community and meet those people, and can't wait to be there full time. Right now we're kind of there part time because my girlfriend lives in Joplin,
Yeah.
and so we're like bouncing back and forth.
She'll be
but
up here soon enough, though.
for sure.
Yeah, dude. That's awesome, bro. That's incredible. And I don't know, it's crazy that just so much holds us back from starting. I feel like maybe somebody watching even
Yeah.
is being held back by the uncomfortableness of taking a risk.
Yeah.
Also the uncomfortableness of putting yourself out there publicly. Like, not every risk is public, but I know for me doing this, that was one of the biggest things. I remember at the start of this, I was like, if this fails, everyone's going to see it because I'm out here posting me talking. Dude, I do that like naturally now. The first couple of times, I was like the most cringy and like, I hated it, bro. I hated it.
I feel that, bro.
And I don't know, dude. It's just crazy how in those moments when you actually take the action, then you see God is able to bless it then.
Yeah.
And earlier, I think this is what I was going to say about the clothing brand, and it relates with photos as well. You said something like, I don't know, it was something like, God has done it all, and he's blessed for my brand as well, done all of this, but he couldn't have blessed it without us taking that action. And I feel like God is sometimes waiting for humans to make an action because he's like, I want to bless you so bad, but if you can't get over this fear and you can't, be proactive and actually take that risk, I can't bless it, So it is it's a testament to you as well for being able to, take that uncomfortable step.
Yeah.
I know for the clothing, it was probably, what was more uncomfortable, clothing or photography? Because photography is more, I was going to say, photography is more private.
Photography is like, it's less of like, it's also way more common. Like you see people be like, their name, photo, all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it could be a
it's
hobby too.
Yeah, it's like in and out. Like people will like post for a little while, then stop or whatever. It's like less commitment. I feel like when I started this, I was like, all right, like this is like gonna be a defining thing. Like people are gonna like when they know me, if they know me, they're gonna associate me with this.
Yeah.
Same way. I mean, they do that with the camera too. Like
yeah.
Like at the school I shoot photos at, like it used to be my high school, and everybody would call me Dayton when I went there.
Yeah.
Now they know me by my Instagram handle, so they all know me as Moody.
Yeah.
And so
it's funny.
it's like one of those things that you're always gonna be attached to it. I feel like the photography definitely felt less like commitment. But the brand is definitely like, it's like, it becomes your baby. Like it's like you have to protect it. It feels like, and you're like,
I agree.
It's what you become associated with, and
sure.
like when people hear Dayton Moody, if they don't really know me, 90% of the time it's like, oh, he has that brand 1614, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm sure it's the same thing with like
definitely
with you.
And with Alex, I've told him this. I didn't know his name was Alex for like 6 months. I just call him Clever Fools.
Yeah. That's how I knew him, who he was too. That's how I met him at Paradigm. I was like, you run Clever Fools, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's how I feel like people are with me now. And I feel like that has actually kind of played a negative on my life. How have you been able to separate your identity because if you ask what my identity is, I'm a child of God. That's it. Like I don't put any other label on there. But like the world wants to label me as the underwater FlyZone guy. And same for you probably as you're talking about right now. I mean, have you been able to kind of keep it separate in a way and not lose yourself in it?
I don't know that it's like, I mean, yes, because it's more like the personal way of how you stay grounded. I don't think there's really a good way to keep it separated in other people's view. Yeah. But in my own view, of course. Yeah. Because I know that like, we know the behind the scenes. Like we know that we're not just this brand. Like we have a life going on beyond it. But that's like the same thing with photography. I feel like I used to struggle with people like, I would get kind of like,
we'll just keep going. I'll figure that out in a minute.
Kind of like butthurt because they would just like know me as like, where's your camera? Like type of thing. And I would be like, I would get a little butthurt because it felt like they didn't care about who I was. Yeah, definitely. They just cared like where my camera was to get get them right with the flicks and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. Let me check this camera out and hopefully we're not done. If you need a battery, if it's the same battery. All right, we're back, baby.
But yeah, anyways, to get back into what we were talking about, like separating your identity from it. For me, bro, I feel like there have been times where I lost myself in this brand, and that's where it gets unhealthy and I have to kind of push away. And some signs of that would be like whenever I wake up and the first thing I do, grab my phone and check the I always go to like, did we gain more followers tonight? Did we lose some? Or did someone comment like this and that? And then sometimes orders and stuff, and like, I don't know, dude, if we don't get orders for a couple days, which thankfully hasn't happened in a while, but it would be like, bruh, like I'd feel like depressed and stuff. And I'm like, dude, what in the world, man? God's blessed us so much, and like it's not like I do this full time or anything. Like an order is a blessing. Like I don't need an order every single day.
Which I kind of feel like that's like that grind mentality where you're like, it has to work out.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't, like, in a negative way almost, like I haven't really had that like do or die feeling with the brand itself, which is like I desire that. I want it to be like that, but I guess I have never really thought about the flip side of that, where you're like, that becomes your identity and that's like all you care about, and that's like where you value yourself.
Well, and I think I know like deep down where it comes from. I think it comes from a place of comparison. I'm like, man, these guys are doing this and I need to be doing that or else I'm failing and stuff. And then it just comes back to my new philosophy, because that was honestly me in like last year. But this year I've gotten so much better at just being content where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I also feel like this, like, I'm not like the most biblically literate, but David, Jesus told him, you're going to be king, but it's going to take a while. Like patience was needed there. And he was patient, and then eventually he slays Goliath, and that's about the extent of what I know. I think David went on to did something bad happen after, or what? I can't remember.
Like directly after that?
Yeah, like later on after.
I mean, he still like was a sinful man. Like,
yes.
Honestly, it's funny. My girlfriend just read through like 1st, 2nd Samuel.
Oh, really?
And that's where a lot of this story happens.
And I guess that was old. Was that Old Testament? So Jesus wasn't even there yet. So it was God told him. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, there is. I don't know if it's like allowed to talk about. There's some bad stuff that he does.
Let's just
later
say
on as king.
The example of it though is that he had to be patient in order to become king, right?
Yeah.
Which we'll just leave it at that. I feel like that's the stage that I've gotten to in my life where it's just like, dude, if I could just be patient and trust that God's got this figured out, like just keep being patient and leaning on him, I'll be good. And I had like a deep prayer sesh of just trying to figure out what I want to do in 2026, because part of me, bro, knows that we have enough here where I could do this full time. Genuinely, I could now. And I could start, like, I could turn this into an S corp, essentially, all this boring stuff, but I could turn this into an S corp and collect a salary. Like, that's just what an S corp is. But anyways, and I'm like, dude, I could do that. Like, we're there. I could do it right now, and I could leave my job and do this. And like, I was like, God's probably waiting on me to do this. And then I don't know, it didn't sit right with me. And I prayed on it, and I just feel God telling me to be patient. Give it another year. I feel God's waiting, like, and this is the thing where I'm like, is he really that concerned? But I almost feel as if God is waiting for me to get a house. Yeah. Get a house, do this right, do it comfortably. And so I'm actually more than likely sticking with my job for maybe one more year. We'll see what God has planned, but I was so convinced and was honestly hoping that this was the year. But for whatever reason, I just didn't feel God calling me to go full time. And I was like, dang it, no, why can't I do it?
It kind of plays into, my girlfriend and I we do like Bible studies. Yeah. And we're reading Galatians, which we're reading Galatians 5 today, actually. Okay. Which talks about the fruits of the Spirit, which includes patience and self-control. Yeah. Which is like exactly what you're describing. You just need to harness that, bro. Like, stick with those fruits, bro.
Definitely. Dude, it's so, oh my goodness, it's so unfortunate though, because I'm like, God, I thought this was the year, but I truly I don't feel called to go full time. And you know what? I'm gonna trust that that's God's plan. Yeah. Even though I'm sad, but it's okay.
Well, it's like, it's one of those things that, like, if it's God's will, it will happen anyways. In my opinion, like,
yeah, definitely.
Like, if you feel where the piece is at is staying in the job for right now. Like, even if you know you don't really want to, but you feel like that's what you're called. Like, if it's God's will that you wouldn't have that job for the rest of the year, I hope you don't get fired.
Yeah.
But that could be like
For
a
real.
sign or something like that. I don't know.
Definitely.
The company closes down. Hopefully not. But
Sure.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I think
Definitely.
that you won't be able to stop it if it like what God wants for you. But
Definitely.
no,
and I think too that this is kind of a long story, so I don't want to get into it too much. But just like when I was in college, I won Homecoming King, right? And when I won Homecoming King, I was like on top of the world. But there's this app called Yik Yak, right? It's like anonymous Twitter. It's like the dumbest app. And they were like going in on me on there, like actually bad. Like they were saying some crazy stuff, bro. And it like hurt. And I was like, God, what the heck? And then I was like, wait a second. This was my thought at that time. I was like, God's probably allowing me to go through this because I got some big things coming in my future and I need to be prepared for that. So he gave me like a little taste of it and allowed me to grow in that space. And I feel like due to some things that have happened recently, just I don't care to get into it, but like there was some people that I really like never thought would be against us that are like hating on us. You know, we don't really have haters for real. Like it's kind of hard to hate this message and this movement. It's so authentically, you know, we're here to make a difference truly. And so there's really not a lot of haters, but the people that I just discovered like about a month ago that don't like me, they don't like that we do this and all that, are people I never would have thought would be against us, you know? And it actually affected me, bro, like genuinely. And I was just like, dude, maybe that's why God's not calling. Maybe I'm still not ready yet, you know? And
he's keeping you humble.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, bro, like if this did get real big, whatever I got going on right now is going to be nothing compared to, I mean, you see every single person that goes big, they get hit with that backlash. And it's like, I don't know, most people crumble, but I feel like for this specifically, I need to be the type of person that it won't crumble me.
He's prepping you one step at a time.
Yeah, and I just feel like, maybe I'm just, you know, still needing to grow more. Like, definitely that's got to be it, right?
I mean, that's good that you're accepting it like that and not just throwing a tantrum or something.
Yeah, no, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I feel like this is something I kind of talk about during the presentation too. Like the pain you go through in life is progress, and so I kind of try to embrace these moments of growth or what they are essentially. So
suffering is gain.
Yeah, exactly. Consider it all joy when you face trial of many kinds. Isn't that it?
Yeah.
See, I don't know what verse it is, but I know it is out there.
I don't know either.
I don't know, bro. But anyways, dude, we're an hour 17 minutes into this. Granted, I'll have to chop some things out, so maybe more like an hour 15. But still, we're late in the episode, bro. You drove all the way here.
I did.
We'll probably do this again someday, but it might not be for a couple months, bro. What do you want to close out with? Is there anything on your head?
I mean, I like to close it with this whenever people are, well, I want to say thank you for all that you're doing and the way you're reaching people. And
thank you for
like
being the guest on our first episode back, bro.
Let's go. But I'm just like just being from a distance. Like I helped in Colombia, but for the most part, I've just kind of been like like an outsider, like looking in, like seeing what you're doing. I know the in betweens and stuff, like we'll chop it up and stuff like that. But it's like I'm proud of what you're doing, and I think it's really cool to see the growth and like just where this is going, because it's literally exponential. It's crazy. When I first started working at Street Warehouse, you were throwing like 144 piece orders, and guys, he pushes merch. It's crazy.
Hey, God pushes merch through us.
Okay, let's go. Give him the glory. Let's go. Won't he do it? But it's really cool how, I mean, God is truly using you, and it's really cool, and I'm grateful to call you my friend, and I'm hyped that we were able to make this happen.
Definitely, bro. I'm grateful to call you my friend as well. I mean, I told you in the car on the way to Colombia, I told you, bro, like, it's a lonely business we're in. Like, people our age are out drinking on Fridays. We're out folding shirts on Fridays, you know? People are hanging out, going to football games on Saturdays. We're doing pop-ups on Saturdays, you know? So it's a lonely business. That's another thing I've kind of been struggling with too, is just it's hard to relate to people, you know? But you, Zane, all the guys at Street Warehouse, but I'd say even more you specifically, because we really are on the same path spiritually, and like literally hearing your testimony and your whole story today, I'm just like, dude, we're like living almost the same life in some ways. Yeah. And you know, bro, I'm grateful for you. And I'm proud of you, bro, because like it is God doing all the work through us. But like I said earlier, bro, it takes a real man to put himself out there, and I'm sure there was some risk involved as well. You know, not only just the social risk, but the financial risk.
Yeah.
You know, I've experienced that, like I talked about earlier. And so, dude, I'm proud of you, bro, and I just hope you do not give up, bro. Just the only way, and that's the only way you fail in this is if you give up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, and also, what I've learned is that success is not an outcome. Success is an action. Like taking action on the calling God's given to you is success. Now, there's no real definition I've found other than that, you know? So, like with my Young People Love Jesus brand, if that's the only drop I ever do, which it's not, we're about to restock, but bro, it's like, I mean, you see how much we still have. We need to get rid of some of that. But like, if that was to not worldly work out, like if it failed or whatever, no, it's actually a success in my eyes because God put that on my heart, and so I acted on it, and I think that's what success is. So, bro, you've already succeeded. So just keep it going.
Trying is success. Letting it fade away and quitting is failure.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure.
Yeah.
But anyways, dog. Anything else though? Well, we normally wrap this up with a challenge. I don't know.
A challenge?
Yeah, like a challenge for the people watching.
Okay.
That being said, a lot of people don't watch the whole thing. So while I'm on that topic, I always give out the free shipping code at the end of the episode. YLIWL. Let's say that again. All caps. YLIWL, number 25, free shipping on anything you want on the website, UWFZ.store. So make sure to use that code because on January 1st, that code is done and it's going to switch to YLIWL 26. See what I'm saying? So,
and if they're still watching, I mean, you're a real one.
Definitely.
And your life is worth living.
Yes.
And do everything in love.
Yes, sir. What's the challenge though? Do you have one?
What's an example of one that you've done
I'd be
before?
like, tell 3 people you love that you love them.
Okay,
something like that.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Want to do that? Just start it off.
Yeah.
All right, that's your guys' challenge because it's easy to forget. You know, it's easy to forget. And
write the 3 names down right now.
Yeah, for real. In the comments. How about that?
There we go.
And then go call them, and then come back and say that you called them. You know what I'm saying? If we get anybody that actually does that, I'll be hyped.
I'll be hyped.
I actually had someone come to a pop-up. I never met her, so shout out to you. She comes to a pop-up and she was like, I'll just order online. And I was like, because we didn't advertise. And I was like, well, let me give you the free shipping code. She was like, I already have it. And I was like, how? And she's like, I listen to the podcast. I'm like, a lot of people listen to the podcast. You listen all the way through.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So if you're on here, yes, exactly, bro. That was one of my favorite moments, dude. Like, I was literally like starstruck. Like there were people at the booth, and I was just like, and she was just laughing, walking out.
Dude, I feel that whenever. There's another tangent. We're still going, but
it don't matter, bro.
Whenever I like post a video that's longer than like 30 seconds. I'm like, nobody's even going to see the end of it. So to like think about an hour and almost 30 minutes and they're still listening.
There was one last thing I forgot to get into with you, bro.
You can splice it back in.
Yeah, honestly, we just let it keep going. I'll probably make a reel out of this potentially because this was one of my favorite things you've ever posted, which you might already know what I'm going to say, but it was a reel you made about how if you build your platform or your brand on, you know, the love of money or the chase of fame or whatever, you're building your platform on sand. It's ultimately going to crumble.
Yeah.
But if you build it on love, you're building it on a firm foundation.
Yes,
and so, I mean, expand on that, bro. It's just, that was the best reel I've seen.
Really?
One of the best reels I've seen posted this year, let alone by you. I thought it was amazing, bro.
I like just watched that video again the other day because I was like looking at my page and I'm like, what do people see when they open up my page? And I was like, I saw that video and I low-key cringed because I was like, I was like, bro, this is not it. But I did it because it was like, but that's also just me being my self-critic and like, so obviously if it's for you, that's like,
dude, I thought it was amazing, bro.
Yeah, and that was the hard for it was for me to get out of my comfort zone. So like that put me out of my comfort zone for sure because I don't talk to the like camera or do anything like that. And like you inspire me a lot because I just see how you just are like the way you open up the podcast. I was like, what am I gonna talk about? Like, I don't know how to talk to people like this.
Dude, you killed it, bro.
Let's go.
I think you did amazing. So.
Let's go. But yeah, with that video, man, I just was like, okay, I want to like give somebody give them out a message that's like more important than just like, here's our newest drop.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
so I was just like, let me try to cook something up and like share the heart of the brand and
For
like
sure.
my heart behind it and like ultimately point people back to God. So it's like, yeah, I mean, God is love. So that's like kind of building the foundation is on God and I don't know, that was like a fun video to make. It's super easy, and that's why I was like, I can repeat it multiple times and talk about different things, and that was the goal. And then I kind of just like, I don't remember what happened. It got cold or something. I was just like, well, I'm done with this.
Yeah, dude. One of my goals in 2026 is to post. I want to start posting, just if I scroll on Instagram right now, I'm going to see people just talking about something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't I do that?
Yeah, you do this. You talk about stuff.
Dude, I'm glad to do this again because it's been a while. I thought I was going to be rusty today, which I feel like I did pretty good. I wish I would have talked about that about an hour ago,
but
cooked. It's okay.
You cooked, bro. You did a good job leading the podcast in a way I'm like, oh, we're just chopping it up. It's cool. I don't have to.
Hey, guess who taught me, bro? Nobody.
That's repetition.
God. That's how you, dude. That's how you know it's like that's how you know it's like your purpose or. Well, let's switch that up. Your purpose, all of our purpose is the same. I just saw this on Instagram reel, and it's actually true. Our purpose is to love God and make God known. But our calling, that's how you know it's your calling. That's how you know photography is your calling. Yeah, your dad taught you, but you taught yourself. And I don't know if you feel this way, but the way I feel is I'm not smart enough to know how to do whatever has happened here. It's got to be God because it can't be me.
Yeah.
And it's no one else, so it's God, right?
Yeah.
So
for sure,
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
but bro, we could legitimately yap all day. I gotta speak at FC. I get to speak at a FCA
tonight.
No, 12 hours from now, 6:30 a.m.
Bro,
it's my like 5th time doing it. It's for my high school.
Really?
Yeah, dude, and I don't know how. That's like the most challenging thing to like wake up and be like, what's up, guys?
And that also to like keep the kids interested and stuff too.
Yeah, my last time, bro. So my last time speaking there was the first FCA of the year for Ray Peck. Their most attended ever one was like 45 kids, which was one I was at.
Really?
The first one this year had like 150 kids, dude, at 6:30 a.m.
It's a revival right now,
dude.
Bro. Young people love Jesus, bro.
That's the brand, bro.
It's literally, I'm seeing it everywhere, bro. People are turning to the Lord. This is a whole nother topic that I'm really like passionate about.
Let's just keep it going.
Okay, let's go.
Let's just keep it going.
It's like one of those things where I'm like realizing, I'm like, why is this happening? Like, I'm a prime example of it. You're a prime example of it. Like, people are like fully giving their lives to God. It's like, every day I'm like, I meet somebody new who's like, oh, I just gave my life to Christ. And I'm like, really? Like,
like a couple weeks ago? Like, that's what I'm hearing a lot of.
I'm hearing all these people like turning to the Lord, and like my friends, it's happening. Like, people I like knew in high school. I'm like, really? Like, I saw how you were acting in high school. Like, that's crazy. And
no,
like,
dude,
I
feel that.
I see them and they're like completely changed. They're like completely different people. I'm sure that's what they think about me too.
Yeah, definitely.
And like, it's just so crazy. I'm like, why is this happening? I'm like looking to the world we live in the age of like social media. Literally everything is like at our fingertips. We can explore, discover, do drugs, alcohol, whatever you want is so accessible. And I think people are just like reaching the end of themselves really early in life, and they're just like, wow, like I am hopeless. Yeah. And Jesus is something that offers me hope and purpose.
Definitely.
And it's like,
and it's true.
Yeah. And it's like, they're like they're just tasting and seeing that the Lord is good. And like, they're like actually giving it a chance instead of like, I don't know, like 40 years ago when like, it was kind of just like, or even further back, it's like the cultural norm where you like kind of like, it just was accepted and everything else is taboo. Like, it's like weird, like it's satanic or whatever. Like everything else is like that. Now it's like the opposite. It's like it feels sometimes weird, and it is weird in the world to be a Christian. Yeah. Because it's so countercultural. But like, we're in this place where, like I said, literally people are just like reaching the end of themselves
Yeah,
super
definitely.
early, and they're turning to the Lord. That's why it's so much important so important for us to like share our faith, because like
Definitely.
I mean, your message alone is like your life is worth living. Like telling somebody that, and like that heart behind it is very much Christ-like, and like it's just so important for us to like share our faith and be bold and like not shy away from what we believe in, because we know that like this has the power to change lives. Like
Definitely.
it's just crazy to me. Again, I'm like so like in awe of what God's doing in young
Yeah,
people right now.
For sure,
It's
man.
crazy.
Yeah, this is also something we should have talked about an hour ago.
Yeah, this is a good one.
But-
This is a good one.
But dude, that was the whole mindset behind the Young People of Jesus brand. Is like,
Mhm.
I feel like we also got to steward this time well,
Yeah.
you know. And I feel like at the same time, people do things when it's the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And so this statement, if you're walking down the street and someone reads it, like in their head, they're gonna be thinking, oh, like,
Yeah.
is that the thing that's cool right now?
Yeah.
And then they get in, and then the thing about Jesus is that it's not like a temporary
Yeah.
thing. It's like a everlasting, life changing. You'll never be the same.
Yeah.
Because I feel like our generation, we've been through. You know, we were kids, but then we all. I don't know if you can relate. Tell me if I'm off. We all went through this phase where it was like depression was like the vibe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like Juice World, X, Lil
Edgy.
Peep,
Yeah.
Trippy Red. I named
Yeah.
this podcast Underwater FlyZone after a Trippy Red song, you know?
Song's fire. I was like,
Dude.
did I use that as a story post? No.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
you did. You did.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is fire. It's perfect.
He was just like letting out raw emotion. I
Yeah.
love that song. But anyways, bro, it's like that was like the cool thing to do, which is so unfortunate. And and that didn't last though, because that
Yeah.
wasn't truth.
Yeah.
And then we kind of went through like this TikTok brain rot phase, which
Yeah.
is still kind of
It's
here.
still kinda
It's still
here.
kind of here. But I think people are just clinging to Jesus now because it's the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
But this cool thing to do is not just a
Yeah.
fad. What do they call it? Like a here and gone.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is if you encounter Jesus, your life will change. And so that whole brand that I created, I keep pointing up there because that's where the merch is for
Yeah.
it. But that brand I created was just kind of the it's like, you know, when Mario hits the mushroom, he gets bigger. Like
Yeah.
that's my goal
to
with
like
this, bro.
recognize it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
And
like one of those things I kind of. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say when we do our collab, that's the merch I'm bringing. For
Let's
sure.
go.
But
Let's
anyways, go back to what you were saying.
I was just saying it's like I'm hyped, but there is a little bit of a worry factor to me, which is like I think it's a call to us as Christians to like, again, like we said, steward this time well. When we
Yeah.
like meet a young believer,
Yeah,
we have to pour into them like with everything we have, disciple them
definitely.
and truly lead them to the truth, because if it's the cool thing to do, so there's not going to be like, it's going to be a lot of, I think eventually it'll be a lot of like surface level, like,
I feel that.
oh, I'm a
yeah.
Christian, like lukewarm
Yes.
Christian. Like they don't really get it because they just see all these people like wearing Christian merch or listening to Christian music, like whatever
Yeah.
is the popular thing. Like, for example, do you know Daniel Caesar?
I feel like I know the
He's
name.
like an R&B, like, I don't know. He
I
just
actually
dropped-
don't know who it is because I was thinking you were gonna say some like 1600s guy.
No.
That's a whole different. Is that you know who I'm talking?
Well, like
Anyways.
Caesar, like the Roman.
Something like that. But anyways.
Yeah. So he's current artist,
Okay.
but he just dropped like a gospel album.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, loosely a gospel album.
Yeah.
But like, it's one of my like, cause I always thought of him as a secular, like he's who I used to listen to before I was a Christian.
Yeah.
But he just dropped this album. It's really fire. But like, I can just see it becoming more and more mainstream.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, my fear is that we're gonna like let this time like be hyped and let this time just pass where we're not like
truly
like
Yeah.
sowing into these people, or like
Yeah.
like I don't know, it's just a time for us to really like anchor down, like really stay obedient and like stay in that word, so that we are like ready to share the hope that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know, I think it's just, again, like I said, like it reminds me of how important it is that we pour into the younger generation.
Definitely.
That is, or rather just young believers in general.
Yeah.
Like, no matter the age, like we're in a revival, clearly, like it's becoming mainstream, and that means like the fight's not over.
Yeah.
Like it's
just
just
starting.
beginning.
Yeah. Exactly.
So like right now is like the perfect time for us to. I'm just gonna keep hammering it. Pour into those people.
Definitely.
Like, love on them, point them to Jesus, get them in community, bring them into your community.
Pastor Phil at Abundant Life said it so good the other day, and I've been like just thinking about it nonstop. He's like, we need to meet them with 100% compassion.
Yeah.
Be compassionate for them. Don't be, so condemning right out the gate or anything. Or really don't be condemning. That's Jesus' job ultimately. But meet them with 100% compassion, but also 100% truth.
Yeah.
So it's got to be both.
Yeah.
And I think that so easily some Christians could be all truth, no compassion. And then some Christians can be all compassion, but no truth. And it's like, we got to have both or else it's not true. It's not real.
So much with my girlfriend. She's very much compassion.
Yeah.
I'm very much truth.
Yeah.
And we like, sometimes that doesn't always mesh because I'm just like telling her the truth.
Yeah.
And she just wants compassion.
Yeah. No,
and so
definitely.
it's like, I'm starting to see that like head on where I'm like, okay, I need to be more compassionate.
Yeah.
And she's like in that place where she's like needs to be more truthful with me, for example, or like her friends or whatever. But
I think that
you're right.
I don't know, dude. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, I get what you're saying, dude. I feel like we could a lot of times have so much compassion to where we're not loving them correctly. It's like you're really not loving someone if you're allowing them to walk in lies.
That's what I always like. I think that it's like truth with gentleness.
Yeah.
Is like that's like what compassion is. I feel like, and it's like one of those things where I always think about this. I'm like, what kind of friends do I want? And I'm gonna be that friend to like my friends. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, do I want a bunch of people who are surrounding me that are a bunch of yes men, like telling me, "Oh,
absolutely
good job
not.
Every time, like you do anything"? No, I want somebody who's like trying to call me higher because that shows me that they love me.
Definitely. And see, that's one of the reasons Alex was such a good mentor to me, because I sent him a design one time and he said, I will not let you print this. He said, this will be the end of your brand. And I said, thank you.
Yes.
Like, it was so harsh. It kind of hurt, but I was like, I loved hearing that too. Because watch him print that and watch this not be here today because he wanted to be a quote unquote good friend. That's not a good friend, bro. I need something real, you know?
Exactly.
And so that's like, I don't know. That's just kind of where my head was going. But at the same time, I also really stay away from condemning anyone. And like I just do everything in love truly. Like that's the way I really try to live. And just let God handle it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, let God speak to them. I feel like Christians, we can push people away at times.
Yeah.
And actually, I said this on a podcast years ago, and I think it's still true. I feel like one of the biggest reasons people don't believe in Jesus isn't even because they actually don't believe that God exists.
Yeah.
It's because they see the way Christians live, and they're like, I don't want any part in that.
Yeah.
And that's like heartbreaking, you know?
It is. It's super true though, but it's like one of those things. It's like judging, like I don't know what's a good analogy. I'm sure there's I've heard common ones, but it's like judging it's like judging football, the game of football based on how the Chiefs are doing this season.
Yeah, yeah.
Not to knock the Chiefs, but you know what I'm saying. It's like it's like taking a representative and then. It's like, but Christians, we do bad jobs a lot of times, but it's like one of those things I try to remind myself is like, the church is full of people, like they suck, like that's why we're there, is because we need a doctor, and not that's not an excuse, like we have to be lights, that's what we're called to,
definitely, and
like we have to give like no reason for people who are not believers to like think poorly of Christianity. And so like that is a call higher for sure. And I'm with you on that. I think that is a huge reason because like people like a lot of times that's like not the debate with people. It's not usually like the existence of Jesus or like it's something even the resurrection. It's like the church just wants your money. Yeah. The church like and I'm like, it's I wish there's a way, but it's like that is like the representation that a lot of people have, but that's like our call as individuals to individually build a relationship with people.
Definitely.
To like cultivate that in a way that like redefines what they believe about Christianity.
That's what I'm talking about tomorrow at FCA. Because Jesus calls us to be fishers of men, right? Yeah. And are you gonna just throw a hook in the water and try to catch a fish with no bait on it.
Yeah.
It's like no shot. And that's what I think Christians could do at times. Are you going to go up to a unbeliever and start sharing Bible verses? They don't believe. You're throwing the hook. You got to put some bait on that hook to catch a fish. And to me, that's what I feel like our brand has been good about, because everyone agrees with this message.
Yeah.
And they come in here, and I mean, you could agree with it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But you're gonna love our brand, and if you're gonna love us and want to be around us, you're gonna hear about Jesus.
Yeah.
But we got him in here, And almost every time I speak recently, there's always a Christian that will come up to me and be like, "I wish you would have shared about Jesus tonight." And I'm like, if I would have, there would have been a percentage of people in this room that would have tuned out. And there's someone in this room that's in that percentage that needed this message.
Yeah.
And if I would have brought that up, they would have disregarded everything I said.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's got to be some sort of strategy there, where at the same time, Jesus calls us to be fishers of men, but he also says, feed the sheep, right? Yeah. There's a time to feed the sheep, and there's a time to go be a fisher of men. Yeah. So it's like, what's the setting? Tomorrow, FCA, trying to feed the sheep. Yeah. Yeah. Granted, I don't know if I'm the best feeder, but Jesus qualifies the called, not, I don't know what that whole thing is, but I feel called to be there tomorrow, so hopefully Jesus speaks right through me,
Yeah, but I feel the same way with, like, do everything in love. Like, people always agree with that, but the only difference is our definition of what love is. And so that's, like, usually the big dividing factor. But I'm with you, bro. Like, I, like, try to tiptoe my way around it at times, because I'm like, I want them to be fully. That's what I love about, like, 16, 14, just the numbers. Yeah. Is if I have, like, a shirt
that just says 16, 14.
Well, yeah. Well, like, as a Christian, I wear Christian, like, my pants say Jesus saves. Yeah, yeah. This is something that will turn away an unbeliever. Yeah, definitely. That hates the church, they'll see this and be like, I'm not talking to that dude. Yeah. So I'm sometimes even hesitant to wear stuff like this, because I'm like, I don't want to close off that door. The amazing thing about, like, 1614 or, like, Your Life is Worth It, Underwater FlyZone. Yeah. Like, it's like, people have to ask, and people who are not Christians ask me all the time. They're like, what are those numbers? And it instantly, them asking me the question personalizes the conversation. Definitely. Instead of, like, demonizing immediately. For sure. Because if I have, these pants that say Jesus saves, fire pants, I love these pants. But if I wear these around in public, that is like, and I'm talking to an unbeliever, or I want to approach an unbeliever, they might look at me and they're like already closed off. We're already like in different like battlefields. For like sure. We're against each other. Yeah. And so that's what I love about like the brands being it's like a bridge literally. Like they definitely. Like they cross it and they talk to you, and then it opens that door and they're way more receptive. At least I found they're way more receptive whenever you like for sure actually open that door to that conversation.
Some of my friends that were absolutely farthest from Christ have recently came to Christ. Really? And they tell me, they're like, you're a big reason for that. And I'm like, let's go. I never shared the gospel with them. I didn't do anything. And I saw this the other day. Someone was like, I haven't physically shared the gospel, but I share the gospel every day by the way I live. Yeah, they like, see how you live. Exactly, because your actions is a language as well. So
that old saying, yeah, your actions speak louder than words.
Exactly, yeah. And it's, dude, you could share the gospel daily by the way you live. Yeah, and they've told me that. They're like, I'm like, you came to Christ? And they're like, yeah, man. And they said, honestly, just back in college, we were out doing crazy stuff, let's just say that. Yeah. And you were at home, you know, watching the movie with your girlfriend, now wife. Yeah. You were doing this, and I was just curious. Yeah. And then they're like, you said something one time that I don't even remember saying. Let's go. And it's just like, wow. So yeah, I don't know. This was fire. We should just like, part two should happen soon. Yeah. Like January. Would you be down? Yeah, I'm down. Because we could do it to promote our event. Let's do it. And we could just start off talking about this. Bet. Yeah, I'm down for that. Maybe we can get a guest on here too with us, potentially, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just pray on that. Yeah, we'll see what God says. But I think the camera just went off. I think I heard. Oh, really? It. I don't know. Maybe I'm hearing things, but we're officially done for real this time. Let's go. Your boy needs to pack for tomorrow. I have a pop-up tomorrow too. After the FCA? Yeah. Let's go. So, all right. Love you guys. If you listen this far, I hope that you got blessed in some way. And you're a real one. Make sure you go follow 1614, and we'll catch you guys real soon, hopefully. But I ain't going to promise anything. But I'll catch y'all later. Peace.